Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a little review of the movie Weapons. I'm so excited to talk about this movie. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was so good and such an incredible follow-up to Zach Krieger's first film, Barbarian. Actually, I don't know if that's his very first film. That's just what I know him from, is Barbarian, which I watched, I think, 2 years ago, and I loved that movie. I know I did a video about Barbarian, but I don't know if I kind of said certain things, which was I literally knew nothing about Barbarian going into it, except woman shows up to Airbnb that she has booked and someone is already there. That is all I knew going into Barbarian, and what a wild ride that was. So with that mentality, that is what I went into Weapons with. I knew that it was about a town where at 2:17, all the children from the same classroom ran out of their house at 2:17. Did I say 2:17? All the children from one particular class ran out of their homes at 2:17 a.m. and disappeared into the night, and no one knows what happened to them. So that is all I knew, and that is all I wanted to know going into Weapons. I didn't watch any trailers for it. I was like, I am going to approach this the same way I approached Barbarian, and I was not disappointed. Did this movie have me as crazy shocked as Barbarian did? No, it didn't. I wouldn't say you could tell where it was going, because that's not the case at all, but it was definitely more predictable than Barbarian was. I'm not saying that this is like the most predictable movie in the whole wide world. It's not at all. I definitely did not predict where it was going, but what happened in Barbarian shocked me more than what happened in Weapons. I'm going to try not to compare this so much to Weapons, but it's the same director, so I feel like it's a very solid comparison. But either way, I will try not to do too much comparison to Barbarian. But either way, I was still shocked with very certain things that happened in this movie. There's one scene in particular that I won't mention right this second that completely shocked me, and the way that this story is told is just so brilliant. It's so different than anything else we have ever seen, especially in horror. Similar to Barbarian, we are told the story through different points of views and through different segments. And I will say I did know that going into Weapons, I did know that it was going to jump between certain characters, where in Barbarian I did not know that. So when it all of a sudden jumped to like Justin Long's character in Barbarian, that just like threw me for a loop. So I did know that going into Weapons, so that wasn't like a shock. But what did I feel about that? I was okay with it. I thought it was so cool. I thought it was such a ingenious, like I said, different way to tell a story. And I loved that we only got certain bits and pieces depending on who we were following. And as we continued to follow other people, we learned more about the story and learned more about what was going on. And even certain characters, there's one character in particular that I thought was just going to be a throwaway character. He had nothing to do with anything, but he actually had a very significant part in the whole long run of what was going on. That shocked me. I did not expect much from one particular character's POV that we got, but it was so cool. I was even shocked when it started, his POV. I was like, oh, we get something from him? What could this character possibly add? But whoa, did he add something to this movie. Probably my favorite POVs we got was the main teacher, Justine, who is played by Julia Garner, and then one of the fathers of one of the children, who is Archer, played by Josh Brolin. And then there was one other POV, which I'm not going to say who it is because it is a spoiler kind of, so I won't say who it is, but that's definitely like the most like satisfying and like spooky POV that we get. Although I will say there are certain things that happen in certain people's POVs that was very, very spooky. There's one particular moment in this movie that I jumped and I was on the ceiling with how it jump scared me. And like I said, this movie was definitely a little bit less predictable than what happened in Barbarian. Like what happened in Barbarian had me like floored. Was not expecting anything of Barbarian. This was definitely like a little bit more, I don't want to say tame in comparison to Barbarian, but it definitely was like, okay, I could see getting here, I guess. But even still, there was still so much going on that I just wasn't expecting, and it was just so well done. I absolutely loved this movie. Zach Krieger, I will go see anything you direct. One other thing that I do actually really enjoy about his movies, I do feel like he adds a little bit of humor to his films. There are certain moments in both Barbarian and Weapons that, in terms of what's going on in the story, it's not funny at all. But as an audience member, it is kind of funny. There is one moment near the end of the movie that reminded me of a moment from like a kid's funny, silly movie. I don't want to say what that scene is because it is a very big spoiler. But when we left the movie, I was saying to Sam, I was like, that one particular scene very much reminded me of this scene from this kid's movie. And he's like, yeah, me too. And even just little things. There's a scene where Archer is going to other parents' homes and asking to see their doorbell camera footage to kind of piece together certain things because he's very invested in finding his son. And he goes to different parents and is asking to see things. And then he's doing weird things outside their homes that he's not explaining to anyone. And you as the audience member don't even realize right away what he's doing. So it's kind of funny because as he's doing these things, the parents are watching from windows just staring at him. And I thought that was kind of funny and kind of silly. Like these parents are just like, what is this man doing? I thought that was a really cute little touch and I thought it was really funny. Obviously, it's not like a very big chuckle, haha kind of a movie. Like it's definitely at its core a very tense and uncomfortable movie. But I do enjoy that there are a few chuckles in this movie. I think I said this in my review of Superman, where I was saying I appreciated that they actually put some comedy into the movie. And I'm very particular about these sorts of things because I want a movie to be what it is, but I don't mind like a little addition of little things. For example, this movie, it's a horror movie at its core with additions of some little funny moments throughout. Same thing with Superman. It is a superhero movie at its core, but it has some funny moments. And I want those types of movies to remain what they are at their core. I don't want them to fully become something else completely. An example, a superhero movie becoming a comedy. No, thank you. We all know what I'm referring to. How many times in my life can I talk about how much I hate that movie? I absolutely love this movie. I gave it 8 out of 10. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen that. I loved this movie. I'm really hoping it gets a DVD release because I don't know the full aspect of what happened with Barbarian, but I guess like Disney Plus or Hulu or someone picked it up, and so now they kind of own the rights to it and have it on their streaming service, which is cool. It's on a streaming service. I can still watch it, but as someone who collects physical media, I would very much love a copy of Barbarian on DVD. So I really hope the same thing doesn't happen to this movie. I would love to have a physical copy of Weapons. One thing I will say about Zach Krieger movies, if you've seen Barbarian, you'll understand this, but just a heads up, he seems to really enjoy head trauma. I have to go help with groceries, BRB. Okay, groceries are brought in and Sam is feeding the dog a treat. One thing to just be aware of for Zach Krieger films, apparently he loves severe head impact trauma. Just leave it at that. If you've seen Barbarian, the scene with the woman and Bill Skarsgård, and then yeah, kind of a similar-ish scene happens in Weapons, so just be prepared for that. I don't want to get too much into it. I'm not going to really delve into spoilers or anything in this video, but I really like this movie. I had so much fun with it. I can't wait for it to come out and watch it with some other people. I feel like it's a good movie. It's not too scary. For people who don't love scary movies, I feel like they could still enjoy this and get some entertainment out of it. But for people like me who do really like scary movies, it's still a very fun movie. It was still uncomfortable to watch it. It still had me questioning everything that was going on up until like the very last like end bit of this movie, and I really enjoyed that about it. So anyway, that is my review of Weapons. I enjoyed it. I hope you enjoy it too, and that's gonna be it. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, I would love it if you would like and subscribe. I post new videos every single Friday, and I'd love to have you here. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you later. Bye everybody.